good? Okay. The New Jersey Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meeting of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the Belvidere Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted with the Star Ledger and Express Times and submitted to the town clerk of the town of Belvidere on January 19th, 2024. The meeting will be live streamed at www.belviderest.org. Flag salute. The mission of the Belvidere School District is to celebrate our past and empower our future while focusing on the four cornerstones of our district: tradition, excellence, academics, and community. We strive to build confidence and promote collaboration. We encourage an equal partnership with our students and staff as well as its community members. We empower everyone to develop the best version of themselves. The Belvidere School District is committed to shaping students into global citizens who take initiative for their success and contribute to their continued excellence of the district. Our students are leaders in the decision-making process of their education and will be prepared to excel in the 21st century society. Roll call, please.
Mr. Ackerman?
Here.
Mr. Blum? Dr. Zuppeth?
Here.
Mrs. Duckworth?
Here.
Mr. Scott?
Here.
Mrs. Steffen?
Here.
Mrs. Winter?
Here.
Mr. Ciccarelli?
Here.
Mrs. Gardella?
Here.
Mrs. Robotham?
Here. Okay, so we are going to do our committee reports. We had curriculum and personnel, correct?
I realized this morning I didn't send out the curriculum notes, even though Mrs. Duckworth sent them to me sometime late last week, so I apologize for that. Let me pull them up.
It's a lot.
Pull up the notes.
A lot of it was off of the personnel too, piggybacked. And then the rest was handbooks.
Yeah, you want maybe you could, here we go. Sorry, I'll send these right now to everyone. Yeah, we talked real quick. We did talk about the handbook updates. I did send out, I think the prior week though, I did send out the attachments that Mr. Carabinas had put together for the elementary school, which were focused on cell phone usage and also on attendance and tardiness. So hopefully all got a chance to see that, but I'll resend them if you did not. And his handbook will reflect those changes. At the meeting, which was on the 7th, the high school was just in the process of finishing up on the handbook. So we'll be sending that out also very shortly, either tomorrow or Friday, so everybody can take a chance to look at that. We talked about, Mr. Carabinas talked about, go down the list here, his tardiness in attendance. He's hoping to have attendance at around 10% this year. I think that's sort of a goal, and then same thing with tardiness. And there's a lot of flyers and things that'll be given out either in back-to-school night or at his next principal's forum, too. So that'll be good for everybody to see. It was good work done with that. And he also was talking more about a reward system for those students that are doing the right thing, that are coming to school, that are, doing what they're supposed to, rather than just focused on the students that were having difficulty getting there. And then cell phone use, just for the elementary school, not that I think there's between K to 4 there's much of cell phone use, but we'll say K to 8 or pre-K to 8. Only use will be during lunch. Otherwise, the cell phone will be in a holder in the classroom in a backpack. And again, that flyer is going to go home, and will go home to parents shortly, too, and be reviewed at back-to-school night. He also is working on an acronym is a RESET program, which is for K to 3 students for the most part. There is a plus there, but it's restorative education support, emotional, and time. Be used in the morning and structured for the chronic behavior issues, and hoping to get the students off to a good start and then get their day started with a reset if needed. So I like that program a lot. Chris went into some good detail on that. Also, the elementary school will be using for the students, the safe schools that we use as staff, that's mandatory training for staff. But for students, there will be like a certificate program. And for the students that are having some difficulty, that'll be sort of a step in the process of the restorative part of the discipline process. We are happy to say that we are, will hopefully be approving tonight on the agenda 40% position for woodshop. We are looking to bring woodshop back into Belvidere High School. So that, once we get that going, we're looking at, I think it's 3 class periods and 2 intro and then 1 a little bit more advanced. Just the 2. Okay, got it. So we're looking forward to that. We just talked about the physics and what we're going to do with physics this year. We will have 3 levels. The AP level will be completely online, but we'll be in a classroom. I guess by a quirk of the schedule, all the classes are actually scheduled at the same time. So we will have, they will be in with the honors students, but they'll be working on the online program with themselves. And then the honors class will be separate itself and have specific teacher as well as the CP level. And the last thing, just to remind everybody, we will be starting at 8 o'clock this year, 7:57 for the 3-minute warning bill in the high school. And passing time in the elementary school is decreased by 1 minute this year. So less hanging out in the halls, and hopefully that takes care of some of the discipline issues. And then finally, we talked about the new Renaissance program, which we will be launching on the first day of school. We're going to start launching it K-5, but we are going to integrate it 6 to 8 quickly. It's going to take the place of Linkit. Dr. McKinney, Mr. Carabinas, myself were actually at a workshop on it today. I think it was the first time they had seen it, and I will put words in their mouth that they were both impressed with its capabilities. It's about the 4th or 5th time I've been involved with it, and just really looking forward to getting that going. I think it's going to be a huge win for our students. And we plan to do a presentation at the September board meeting on the program, so everybody can see it live and getting it going. That's pretty much everything we have.
Hey, Alyssa.
Sorry. Let's go out.
Chris, I have just a few questions.
Yep.
Reward system, that sounds awesome. Same with the cell phone work for K through 8. And then also, what else? The wood shop is really exciting. My question's for the handbook updates for the high school. Do you know if that's going to include an updated cell phone policy?
Yes.
Okay.
I just don't know what it is at the moment, but yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And then another question I had is attendance and tardiness. Approximately, do you know where we stand for the elementary school and the high school in terms of benchmarking ourselves? Because I heard the goal is what we're required to be at below, which is the 10%.
Right, so actually, the state just changed that. The goal now is 15%.
Oh, okay.
The state has changed it, changed that number, which I think they're just recognizing that it's been, post-COVID, a huge issue. So I think while 10%, I hope we hit 10% is an aggressive number. I think if we can come in lower than 15%, I think we'd be very happy at this point, and same for the high school. I don't know what I think last year it was about 19% for the elementary school. I think that was the number. I don't remember off the top of my head for the high school. Somewhere in that general range, but it was about that.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And then my only final question is the AP with honors. Just curious, how is that going to work with APs taking a virtual class with honors without interruption? Okay. And reevaluate? Okay. All right. That's all I had.
Any other questions?
I'm just curious on the incentive program. What are you thinking of doing? What are the incentives?
Very good ones, but we're going to solidify them with the student leadership team on the first week of school. Because the student leadership team actually came in over the summer to finalize some of this. And I don't want to say anything publicly yet until but there's some very good ideas.
Okay, that's exciting. I think that's great.
Just, it will be approved here as some of them will be trips at the end of the trimester.
Oh, nice.
Okay, great. That's excellent.
Any other questions on that? Okay. Just so y'all know, there was staff and students all involved in that, working on that in the elementary school, which I thought was pretty cool, that was done, and Mr. Carabinas headed that to get that collaboration that we had been talking about and hoping for, so
Yeah,
thank you to those students and staff who did that this summer.
I'm a big fan of incentives. I think it's great.
Okay, so now we will be moving on to the interview of our board candidate. Katie Galeen? and
Hi.
get you hooked up. Or-
You want to give her chairs? Yeah?
Everybody should have a copy, and you'd already got it with email with her letter and her resume. Is there anything you would like to say to start us off, or?
I've never, this is my first time being on going for a board of any kind, to be honest. And I'm in it for the kids. I have 3 children in the school, and the school means a lot to me because our children's futures are the future. So anything that I could do to get involved with the school and helping this overall situation, involving all grades and just everything, I want to be involved in that process. So. And I know there's board seats open, so I've been told for a couple of years now that they're open, so I thought, why not, shot.
Any questions from our board members?
I'm going to ask the first question I always ask. Do you have any immediate family members who are teachers?
I do not, no. I actually watched a documentary today about New Jersey Board of Education and all of the things that could be a problem and couldn't be a problem, and I don't have any of the,
Thank God.
Good,
Thank you.
any of that, so, yeah.
That's a good start.
Yes.
Question 2 I'm going to ask is, we meet a lot of Wednesday evenings, right? Our board meetings are Wednesday nights, and we have a lot of committee meetings on Wednesday evenings. Is there going to be any daycare issues for you?
No.
Okay.
Other questions?
No, that's it.
Okay, we have multiple committees that everybody serves on. Like, we kind of divide it up, so everybody tries to do like 2 or so.
Okay.
So we have, off the top of my head, we have curriculum, personnel, finance, negotiations, policy.
Sports.
We have a sports ad hoc committee. We have an instructional council where we meet with staff too. Off of any of those things, is there anything that you think, one particular or 2 particular, that you would like to know more about or be involved in, or that you think that you could bring something to, either of any of them?
Policy maybe. I'm a very big advocate for children in anti-bullying situations, and unfortunately, from majority of parents that I've spoken to that have kids in the school, there's been a bullying incident. I know that I've had to deal with it, and it's something that shouldn't be happening, at such a severe rate. So if I could get involved with an anti-bullying campaign or anything that has to do with that or wherever that is, I would love to do something like that.
Okay,
But otherwise, you can put me wherever you want, and I will do, whatever it is asked of me that I need to do.
any other questions?
Yeah, I got it.
Yep.
One unique qualification that qualifies you to be on the board.
Okay, you need
Just one.
this one. I think
It is.
it's a really tough question. Because it's like a unique quality. I'm sure you guys have so many qualities. I'm sure there's so much, being offered that I don't really know what would make myself a unique person other than, like my compassion for students and my ability to see maybe big pictures as where people might get emotionally involved in certain things. I could be like, well, maybe we shouldn't be as emotionally involved and a little bit more of like the whole picture and what would benefit everybody. That's my talent. I don't know if that's really a talent, but
That's a good
That's your
answer.
superpower?
that's my superpower.
I was hoping for juggling.
That's I might be able to manage that one. I can juggle a few, but not too many.
Well, I think just your passion as a parent, that, and you want to be in your willingness to give your time is something that would qualify for your,
Can you use the
Yes.
microphone?
You're a parent, you want to be involved, and that's, to me, that's a good qualification. You're willing to give your time freely to help make it better.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what it's all about,
Yeah, there
making
you go.
everything better.
Yep.
Any other questions? Okay, so I will need a motion to go in executive session for personnel, HIB, board candidate discussion. Anything else? No. That's it, right? That's all for tonight? There's a lot going on tonight, guys. So I need a motion to go into exec for that.
Motion.
Second.
You can't second.
Okay.
Do I stay here?
All in
Second.
favor?
Aye.
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 Any,
Okay, great.
let's see, any discussion held by the board which need not remain confidential will be made public as soon as practicable. Minutes of the executive session will not be disclosed until the need for confidentiality no longer exists. The board will reconvene in public session at the conclusion of the closed session in approximately 20 minutes, half hour? Half hour? Okay, we're gonna go. Okay.
Finally catching on to all the little nuances here. It's taken me about 3 years.
Takes a while.
Yeah,
Okay.
now I'm getting it.
We are going to have to add one committee report because there was a committee meeting right before this meeting. So that was the finance meeting, so we have one thing to go over for that coming back in. Mary Ann,
Me, no, Shelley.
or Shelley. Okay, whichever one of you.
Okay, the
the
Finance
chair.
Committee met this evening, and we discussed the JCP&L Direct Install Program. This is a program that our new Operations Chief, Andrew Kennedy, brought in. It's a really great opportunity, we think, for the school district. The project that we're looking at will bring us new stadium lighting. It will upgrade our fluorescent lighting to LED lighting and give us all new lights. It'll redo all the floodlights outside, and we'll get 2 new boilers to replace our only remaining boilers that are from the 50s. So they're kind of on their last legs. And all this energy efficiency is why JCP&L is offering a utility program incentive where they're actually going to contribute 70% of the cost. So it's a $585,000 project. We're looking at a utility program incentive of $414,000. The remaining cost is $171,000. That amount, they're offering an option for 0% financing over 60 months. So that makes the cost to us $2,850. On top of that, because of the energy savings, they're projecting that our utility bills will go down $1,321 a month, making a net payment for this entire project around $1,500. And
Wow.
it's an estimate on the energy savings. There's a good chance it could be more, which would even decrease our cost. So over that 60 months, if you go with the estimated energy savings of the $1,300 a month, the $171,000 that we would have to pay would actually be closer to $90,000 over the next 5 years, and could be less than $90,000 depending what the actual energy savings is. So the Finance Committee, as well as myself, think this is an amazing opportunity that Andrew has brought into us, and we would like to get it locked in because this is I believe it's like a federal program that goes to the different
State.
utilities, and I think for example, they were saying like PSE&G is more towards the end of what they're giving out. So we want to lock in what JCP&L is still giving out at 70%. So there's a possibility that if we get this going now, they said that JCP&L will come in and do like an audit of our facility to apply for this within a few weeks, so that we potentially could get some lighting and everything going. Probably not for the first home football game, which I tried to ask them if we could, but at least to get our lighting up out in the fields. I think right now it's about 60% working, so to get it to 100% should really brighten things up. And then, add in the boilers, it's a great deal. So we're going to add another motion to the add-ons to approve us applying for this program. If we, for some reason, are not approved for the 0% financing over 60 months, we can, at that point, back out if we need to. But we do have money in our capital reserve, so this is something that we think we should move ahead with.
Okay. That'll be under the finance add-on? Under, where do we
Yeah.
put that?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Under business? Is that? Right, because we're approving everything else, right? Yeah, it's 50. It's a 50A under approved bills? 50A. So that'll be 50A under business when we get there. Just another one to our list here. Okay.
Have a growing list.
Yes, okay. Sorry, let me get back to the beginning here. Okay, so now we are going back to our board candidate. So I need a motion to appoint Katie Galino to the open seat on the board.
Motion.
All in favor? Aye. Any noes? Any abstentions? No? Welcome, Katie. Hey, come on up.
Come on up.
Just like the Price is Right.
Come on down.
Right in front of the camera.
Here were the secret documents, Shelley.
Okay. Here's who shot Kennedy.
Instead of repeating after me, I'm just gonna let you just read it, it's a little smoother that way, and then when you're done, you can sign.
You have a red light.
Okay, great.
Red light.
I, Katie Galeen, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and alliance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people, so help me God. I, Katie Galeen, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of Member of Board of Education, and that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19:4-1, nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime or offense listed in NJ Statute 18A:12-1, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties that office according to the best of my ability, so help me God. Sworn and subscribed to.
So you can just sign off there.
Oh, okay. I don't have a pen.
Excellent, thank you. I just want to note that the
Have you done
open
pen?
board seat, it is through the end of 2024. The election in November will elect new board members that coming in for the 2025 year.
Okay. Just sign right here? On the side, okay.
Welcome to the board.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Do we have an agenda she can follow?
I think she has one.
Oh, you have an agenda down there?
Do you want to
It's mine. Yeah. You have a copy of it to follow along?
ahead
Yep.
of public participation, or
Yep.
doesn't matter?
Okay, so we are on to public participation, referring to agenda items for tonight. Do we have any public participation? Come on up.
Hi, I'm Kathy Ginta. I haven't been here for a few years. If you don't, some of you know me, some of you don't. I was listening to the problem that you guys were trying to talk about with the late tardiness, and I have a wonderful idea that I brought to the principal's attention to do a bike bus. We are a walking district, and if we can figure out what children from K to 8th grade need bicycles and helmets, we can look into getting donations to have every child in the town have a bike, and we could split the town into 3 or 4 parts, get volunteers to be the leader of the bike bus, and drive around the whole town to collect all the children for school with music playing, you can even do where the kids put in their favorite song they want to hear on their ride to school, and it gets picked out weekly to get them to participate and be a part of the whole thing. And I think in our town, I think that would get every kid to school on time every day, And I was saying, I don't know if we can get it started now, but maybe for spring when the weather breaks, so we can find out who needs bikes, who needs helmets, and, and I'll help with it all too. I'm back. I have a middle schooler again. I thought I was done with middle school, but I'm here again. So, I have no problem helping out in anything that anybody needs. And as far as high school, I know there's a lot of issues, and I haven't been here in a while, and with budgeting and stuff like that, but we really got to try to find some way to, not every kid is college kids, and we've had this talk many, many times in the past. I have a senior in Warren Tech right now, and I know for a fact she would not be graduating high school if she was not in that school. Her shop is what drove her to finish and do what she had to get by. She wants that license when she graduates. And if it wasn't for that, like I said, I really don't think she would have made it through I don't know what our graduation rate is here right now, but I know that I have another niece that's coming into starting high school this year, and I'm worried about her going to school here because there is no drive other than academics all the time. Like, we need something more that sparks these kids' interest. And we know now, college is not for everyone to go through, and sometimes it's not the better option. We shouldn't be pushing all our kids, go to college, go to college, go to college, because there's so many trades that are so in need of people, and they'll make way more money than if they went to college, unless they're going to be a doctor or, So something that I hope that we'll still work on to push, for kids so our graduation rate, like I said, this is like, an investment for me, this school, because I live here in town. So if I want to sell my house one day, I want people to want to buy my house because of the school district, and that's what people look for. So I said that from day one, my first meeting here. We need to make the school and we'll start with the elementary school. If we do this bus bike thing, people are going to really look into that, and our numbers will and the exercise in the morning for these kids would be wonderful too. So, but thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know if this is where I can address the concern I have, or is this another portion?
Is it for an agenda item, like for,
Not for a specific agenda item, no.
then there'll be one at the end too you
Okay,
can
I
do.
didn't know if this was
Yep,
the first.
nope, you can do it for the second one, we'll have another one. Okay? Anybody else for any of the agenda items tonight? No? Okay. So now we need correspondence.
Okay, I have several letters to read. I'd like to start with, first is one that we just inadvertently missed reading at the June meeting. And it says, "Dear Mr. Karuba and Board of Education members, it is with mixed emotions I am writing this letter to resign from my position as school psychologist. I have spent the past 13 years with Belvidere. I have learned and grown as a professional in so many ways. Over the last few years, the child study team has faced a lot of changes and obstacles that have taken away from the student supports we had offered in the past. While I completely understand why these changes happened, it certainly stunted my professional growth in Belvidere. I no longer feel like I can give our students my best with the expectations and supports in the district. I do not feel like I can effectively do my job as a school psychologist here in Belvidere. I have truly loved my time in the district, especially with our theater arts program. Over the last 11 years of being involved in both elementary and high school theater, there have been so many positive changes for our space and our students. I encourage the board to still support these programs. So many of our students have found a home and a safe place in our theater program. We just had a Freddie Award winner who started with our program in 4th grade in Little Mermaid Junior and is now going off to college after being a lead on stage for years. The benefits of the arts are unmeasurable. Students develop confidence, reading skills, self-awareness, public speaking, teamwork, and break out of their shells. Our auditorium still needs a lot of help and upgrading, so I also encourage the district to keep supporting that cause. These students work very hard to achieve their passions, and the space they use matters. Thank you for the opportunity to work at Belvidere and help impact our students. I have loved my time, but it is time to move on to continue my professional growth elsewhere. Sincerely, Elizabeth Kerpat." And I have another letter. It says, "Dear Mr. Karabinas and Board of Education, I am reaching out to submit my letter of resignation effective today, August 11th, 2024. I have recently accepted a position with the Mansfield School for the upcoming school year. The position of a paraprofessional is an important one for our most vulnerable students. From the first greeting to the end of the day, we are supporting our students' long-term success. We develop strong supportive relationships with our students, their families, and our great Belvidere teachers. I have enjoyed my students and coworkers in my decade of service at Belvidere. Early in my time at Belvidere, I traveled out of district with a student to Stillwater for 3 years. Over the years, I was able to form a strong, consistent, and supportive relationship with the student and his family, which I believe was important to his development and success during that time. I'm proud of the work I have done with all my students, and I wish the very best for the students at Belvidere and all of my colleagues. Sincerely, Maureen Burns. The next one is from Kyle Benson. Please accept this letter as written that I intend to resign from my position as mathematics teacher at Belvidere High School. Pursuant to the New Jersey statute requiring 60 days' notice, my final working day will be Friday, September 20th. After 6 rewarding years at Belvidere, I have chosen to pursue a new opportunity elsewhere, though this decision was not made lightly. I want to express my sincere gratitude for the incredible experience I've had here. Belvidere provided me with the foundation for my teaching career, and I am deeply appreciative of the support and guidance I've received throughout my time here. I am committed to ensuring a smooth transition for my students and the mathematics department as a whole. I have already taken steps to pass along lesson plans and curriculum materials that can be shared with my replacement. Thank you again for the remarkable opportunity to be part of the Belvidere School District. I wish you and the entire school's community continued success in the future. The next is from Stephanie Golda-Poirier. Mr. Karuba, Belvidere Administration and Board of Education members, this letter is to confirm that I'm resigning my positions as English teacher, play director, costume manager, and senior class advisor at the Belvidere High School at the end of the 23-24 school year. I've appreciated the opportunities I had to learn and grow here and wish the school every success in the future. And this one is from Ashley Salzano. I'm writing to inform you of my decision to resign from my occupational therapy position with Belvidere, effective August 26, 2024. The decision comes after much consideration and is driven by an offer that presents a significantly better financial opportunity. Over the past 2 years, I've had the privilege of working under your leadership and have gained a wealth of knowledge and experience in the field of special education. Your guidance and collaborative environment within the department have been instrumental to my professional growth. I'm immensely grateful for the support and encouragement I have received from the entire special education team. The dedication and passion for providing quality education to all students have truly been inspiring. As I move on to this new opportunity, please know that I am committed to making this transition as smooth as possible. I am more than willing to assist in any way during this period. Thank you again for the opportunity and to be part of such a dedicated and dynamic team. And the last one says, Dear Board of Education and Mr. Karuba, I am saddened this day has come. I am writing to inform you of my resignation as the Belvidere High School Assistant Principal and Athletic Director. Please consider this letter my notice, and if held for the entirety of 60 days, my last day of work will be Friday, October 18th. I am extremely grateful for the opportunity to work as an administrator at my alma mater, but the time has come to take the next step in my professional journey. I want to thank the dedicated coaches, faculty, and staff for their support throughout my tenure, but most importantly, I want to thank our students for making my time here at BHS one that I will never take for granted. Belvidere School District has and will continue to hold a special place in my heart, and I am excited to see my son grow in this great district full of potential. I'd like to share a short story that I believe is one of the small reasons behind my resignation, but although small, a major concern for the future of our district. Before the end of the school last year, Dr. McKinney and I met with union leaders to discuss improvements and changes for the upcoming school year. At the beginning of the meeting, one of the leaders started by saying, Belvidere will never be a great district. It can be a good district, but it will never be a great one. This saddened me more than I care to admit, and I realized at that moment that if others felt the same way their leaders felt, it truly didn't matter how hard I or anyone else worked to be great. The end result would always just be average or not enough. It is my opinion, although not shared by all, but I believe it is shared by many. Belvidere School District, the town, and the community is great. We have a special place here in Warren County, and although we are small, we are mighty. My one request is that you focus your efforts on building our school pride back to a point where people are proud to be working and attending our district, and instill confidence in all stakeholders to believe that whenever we step foot on the field, we can win. Once again, I'm extremely grateful for the many relationships I built the past 5 years and the opportunity to help lead our school. I may be resigning my position, but I promise that I will do my best to help build our school and community so that the future students at Belvidere High School can be as proud as I am when they talk about it to their future children. Thank you again, and I am sure our paths will cross at some point. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help with the transition. Sincerely, Brad Bartow II.
Okay, Superintendent's report.
Glad I didn't have to read all that. I'm going to start out, I'm going to actually talk about the folks that are resigning. We were remiss with, start out with Elizabeth Kerpat, that we didn't just say a few things about Elizabeth at the last meeting. Elizabeth has actually been here as long as I have because she did 2 years of her in-service through school when I started as principal, so go back for almost 15 years with Elizabeth. She has made a huge impact on our students, pre-K to 12, whether it was in the theater, whether it was, with her work as a school psychologist, and she will be greatly missed, and wish her nothing but the best in her new endeavor. For the folks that are on the agenda for this meeting, we'll start out with Ashley Salsano. Ashley mostly worked in Harmony as an OT. She was excellent at her job. Really appreciated getting to observe her a couple of times. She really brought a lot to the child study team. I know she is working a lot closer to home and making more money, so good for Ashley, and we will miss her. Maureen Burns has been here, I think, 10 years, and she has been with one of our students for a while and then has sort of morphed into other positions over the course of the last couple of years, and she's done great things for us also. She will also be missed as well, so good luck to Maureen. And then the next three, for me, are folks that just had an opportunity to get to know on a personal level. I'll start with Kyle Benson. Kyle's been here 6 years, seems like a long time that Kyle's been here, but goes quick. Had an opportunity last year to spend 10 days in Europe with Kyle. Kyle is, first of all, he's an amazing teacher, and his connection with the kids is almost second to none. And it was quite evident with, I think we had on that trip somewhere in the 20s of kids, or maybe even a few more than that. And Kyle just spent time with every kid at some point on that trip, and it was just amazing to see. And getting to see him do that and just spending time with him as a chaperone was excellent. So Kyle will definitely be missed. We wish him the best of luck as he moves on. Steph Poirier. Steph was here when I first started in a maternity position. Always wanted to get her back when she left, and she went to Clifton afterwards. I was so glad when she was here. I've always held Steph in highest respect. I think she's just an amazing teacher. She's done amazing things with our theater program. The fact that we've had Freddie winners in 2 consecutive years is just, for a small school like this, is just amazing. I wish her the best as she moves on back to her alma mater. I told her jokingly I was going to be mad at her mother for getting her back to Warren Hills, but we wish Steph nothing but the best. And then lastly, Mr. Bartow. Mr. Bartow and I go back a while now because he worked for me when I was in Harmony as CSA over there, and he was a phys ed teacher. We were able to wrangle him away from Hope, and then obviously the last 5 years as an administrator here. I think Brad has done excellent work in every step of his career that I've been able to work with him at. He will be greatly missed. I think his impact will be felt immediately when he walks out of here the first day he's gone. He's done great work. We know we'll see him around, probably see him around more because he'll have some time on his hands, not doing 2 jobs, but Brad, thank you for all you've done for the district. Really appreciate it. And for everybody that's leaving and resigning, we really do appreciate it. I think I speak for the board. We've had some excellent people walk out. I'm sad to see that, but there's a part of me that's excited now for the people that are still here and the folks that want to be here and have been here for a long time. And I think Mr. Bartow's right. We're on the precipice of doing great things, and it's time for us to really push that forward. So thanks to everybody that has worked here, and best of luck to them. Also want to take a moment to thank our summer help. We have teachers coming back on Monday. I know everybody's super excited about coming back first thing Monday morning. But our custodians, our maintenance staff, our administrative assistants have done amazing work this summer. Our buildings always look great. You walk through the elementary school and just how it just looks so much different from the last day of school to today. Mr. Kennedy has done an outstanding job. can honestly say, obviously, we just talked about him finding that grant for this work. I think Andrew's done an amazing job in his little over a year here, and his impact has been tremendous. Would be remiss without thanking Mr. Lee and his partner, Mr. Cook. You know, they probably work their hardest in the summer, getting everything up and running and moving some things around. So we do appreciate all your hard work over the summer, and, you know, look forward to starting the school year. And it's a lot of great people did a lot of great work this summer. And then the administrative staff, you know, a lot of us do tend to work probably almost every day in the summer. And I think this team has done that this summer. It's been a little bit of a different summer for us, and I just appreciate everybody's efforts, so thank you. Just want to mention, too, you know, we have a new art teacher coming in this year who'll be working 40% with us for the K-8 school, pre-K to 8, sorry. It is worth noting that Jen Mazziata-Walter is also the Warren County Teacher of the Year this year, too, so very proud of that. I know Mr. Carabinus and I got a chance to meet with Jen last week to go over her schedule, and she's excited to be here. So just want to formally welcome her amongst the other people that we're hiring, but just to give her credit for being the Warren County Teacher there, because it's a good recognition. And the last thing to mention, because you know I like to continue to talk, Monday this week we had a regionalization meeting. Mrs. Wenner was there representing Belvidere, and Mrs. Gardella was there representing White Township. Dr. Green, we probably met for close to an hour and broke down where we stand. A couple things worth mentioning. Gray Meadows is officially out of the discussion at this point. They have issues with their ability to leave Hackettstown based basically on demographics. So that was one of the pieces that was brought to us. So they're like 99% out, meaning that the state could give them a waiver, but very unlikely that that'll happen at this point. So we appreciate that they were in it. Their name will be mentioned in the study at certain points, but overall, they really can't continue at this point. But Dr. Green will be putting, and his crew will be putting on a public presentation sometime in October, maybe later October, early November. The steering committee will get a report sometime in early October, and the rest of the board will get it later in October to see where it's going. But it was interesting to see. One of the most amazing things that we saw was they did a 20-year snapshot. I think it was 20 years, right, Winter? I think it was Belvidere has seen 41% decline in enrollment. Hope was 40, White was 42, and Harmony was about 44%. So everybody was almost exactly the same percentage-wise. It was really interesting to see that. So obviously that has the impact on the high school. But the other interesting part of it was Dr. Green said that he feels that we've bottomed out on the decline, and he actually sees down the road probably a little bit of an increase in students into the high school. So I thought that was really interesting. Those are just some highlights. I don't know if Ms. Gardella or Ms. Winter want to comment on that further, but very good meeting, so we're looking forward to getting that report and seeing where it goes. So that's my report. And by the way, Mrs. Genta, it was good to see you again. Haven't seen you in a long time, and I have 3 bikes I'll donate in a heartbeat, so.
Okay, so on to agenda items. First, we have policy, and I think they're all on first reading, if I remember. Yes, they're all on first reading. So this will be item number 1 through 10. I need a motion to look at policy items 1 through 10.
Motion. Second.
Okay, any questions? No questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any noes? Any abstentions? You can abstain. You can, yes. Yes, no, absolutely, you can just abstain. That's fine. Yep. Okay. Now we're on to personnel items. Now, you have this sheet with all this red. Everybody needs to look at it. We have items 1 through 31D. Right? No.
No.
31G.
11 through 31G.
Yeah, 11 through 11. Personnel items
31G,
11
Okay.
starts in here. You have all the add-ons
E, F,
here
G, okay, got
onto the back.
it, got it,
Okay?
all right.
All right, so I need a motion to look at items for personnel 11 through 31G.
Motion.
Second.
Any questions on any of the items? No? Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Ackerman?
Yes.
Mr. Blum? Dr. Zepto?
Yes.
Mrs. Duckworth?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mrs. Steffen?
Yes.
Mrs. Wenner?
Yes.
Mr. Ciccarelli?
Yes.
Mrs. Gardella?
Yes.
And Mrs. Rabatha?
Yes.
Okay, so now we are on to education items. 32 through 41, there's no add-ons for this. I need a motion to look at education 32 through 41.
Motion.
Second.
Any questions on any of the items?
Just on 32 quick, I thought this was going to change.
We did too, at budget time, but unfortunately, there wasn't any other options that were available that suited.
Okay. There's a lot of money.
Any other questions? No? Okay, so all in favor? Aye.
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 Any noes? Abstention? There we go. Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't even add your name to the personnel one. So, Mrs. Gleen? You can abstain then. Okay.
Okay, so now we are on to business items, 42 through,
The A.
but this says 52. Yeah,
There's a
wait,
50A too, I believe.
yeah, wait,
Yeah, but
wait.
it should be 52A.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I missed the approval of the minutes.
Yeah.
So yes, so the apply for the grant is 52A.
Okay.
That's your add-on. So business items 42 through 52A. I need a motion to look at those.
Motion.
Second.
Any questions on any of those items? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any noes? Abstention? Okay. Good job. Okay. So that brings us to continuing business. Anybody have continuing business?
No, we didn't get there yet.
Didn't get there yet.
I do.
Okay.
And Ms. Chalmers may have to jump in a little bit on this, but we are in the process now of working with our attorney in the state about selling Third Street. And I talked to Mr. Crute this afternoon, and we are definitely in the process. We are now remembering sometimes when you're dealing with the state of New Jersey and specifically the Department of Education, how things can take a little bit longer than you want them to. So we're in the process of filing the right paperwork. We have to get approval from the state, which Mr. Crute does not believe will be an issue, but we had to send some extra paperwork over, just a motion that we had about, that we had voted on, and you know, how long ago that was. But we're in the process, so I think we'll be able to update a little bit better at the September meeting, but we're working on it, but it's not going as quickly as we want.
So the biggest thing that he explained to me on our call, I believe it was yesterday, maybe the day before, is that when he finally got to the right person that is now taking care of such items in the DOE, they found that they treat a sale similar to any other project that we may complete, so we actually have to have this project added to our long-range facility plan. So luckily, we do have a long-range facility plan that's been completed in the last 5 years. So I've reached out to the architect that completed that for us, and they're going to give us a proposal by next week to go in and do this. It is called a major amendment, but it shouldn't be too lengthy, and it should, all the details behind it should support exactly what we're wanting to do, but it's just a matter of following through all these steps to finally get approval from the DOE to actually do the public sale. So as soon as we found out about that, I made contact, and we'll hopefully be working on that next week.
Any other continuing business? New business. No? Okay, well, new business. I know our sports teams have all been hard at work, those coaches and those students. Good for them in that heat. Now at least it's cool for them. So congratulations on the cool for them. I know all of them are in full mode now. Our kids have been getting up very early in the morning and going to their practices, and the coaches have been coming in very early too. So awesome to see them back on the fields. That has been great. Number 2 is welcome to all of our incoming staff and incoming students. I can't believe it's already here. So I hope that all goes well. And with our turnover and our resignations that have come this summer, I do want to echo our 2 directors of drama that it's been quite a ride with them for a long, long time. And they have really built the kids, especially the little kids this year. So many came out. So I definitely want to try and keep that. You know, we always talk about what does Belvidere have? What does Belvidere need to add? That's something that has been big. And even in the high school, we have so many sending districts that do it. So we definitely need to try and keep that going and keep those kids interested because like they said in their letters, it's such an outlet for some of them and something different. So my last thing then is for the board, for September meeting, goals. We need to do those so that we don't let those go by the way. Any other new business? No? Okay. Public participation.
Good evening, school board. My name is Glenn Pellinger. On behalf of my wife, Dina, we want to address the issue our daughter, Raina, has been having in the Belvidere School District. Sorry. There have been numerous complaints and concerns addressed to various teachers, to principal, and the education staff over the past 3 years regarding the bullying of our daughter, Raina, has been receiving, which has created severe anxiety and fear for coming to school. The school staff has worked with us to accommodate her and her education. She has been receiving through resources online, having a teacher come in person to the house. Unfortunately, this has not been a favorable situation. We have also tried unsuccessfully to enroll Raina in a few different New Jersey Choice school programs. Raina will be entering 8th grade, and she truly wants to attend school in person. However, every time throughout attending Belvidere, her anxiety and fear turns up to level 10. So the solution we need to do moving forward is to outsource Raina to another middle school in another school district. As she is entitled to this and deserves her proper education. Please try to work with us in getting this into a motion.
Thank you very much. Any other public participation? No? Okay. That is it. Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any noes? Any abstentions? Good. Okay. Okay.
Oh, no, yeah.